Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dalaran, and yes boys, it is finally that time that a lot of us have been waiting for. Patch 8.3. Finally, Blizzard made one of the best changes when it comes to essences, since essences have shaped massively how our classes play and feel, and the grind for these essences has been pretty substantial. The amount of time it takes to invest in a single character made it super difficult, especially in this patch with a bunch of other systems introduced to play ALTS. And finally, Blizzard have come to their senses, and finally the essences are, in a sense, are gonna be account-wide. You'll still need to earn them, but this is finally account-wide essences that we will be able to purchase in a much easier way than the original grind for all of our old characters. So let's talk in this video about what Blizzard is planning to do next week in order to help you get some account-bound essences. Now, this isn't going to be exactly how everybody have wanted account-bound essences to be, but essentially we will be able to use our main characters to unlock rank 3 essences for our old characters. So it's not like you're just going to log into your character on your main and authenticate all the essences you have available and bam, they're all available for your alts. But at least Blizzard did add a new system with some of the existing activities we have bi-weekly or a daily basis in World of Warcraft to farm and earn rank 3 essences for our old characters. We have a blue post right here from Blizzard that reads, "Building on great feedback and discussion, we are working on an update to the game. With the next regular scheduled weekly maintenance in each region, that means Tuesday reset for NA, Wednesday reset for EU, players who have earned a given rank 3 essence on one character will be able to directly obtain that essence from Mother on any subsequent characters. When playing an old character that is missing essences that you have already earned on a different character, most ordinary Visions of N'Zoth activities such as Horrific Visions, Assaults, Raid Bosses, Mythic Keystone Dungeons, or BFA Season 4 PvP will award a new soulbound currency, Echoes of Neolotha. These echoes can be brought to Mother in the Heart Chamber and exchanged directly for eligible rank 3 essences. Our goal with this update is to preserve the efforts that players put into unlocking a given essence through its associated activity in the first time, while offering subsequent characters far more flexibility in pursuing that goal." And it really does make sense because a lot of people have been asking for an account-bound system or maybe a catch-up system for our alts when it comes to essences, because some of the grind for these essences takes a while. Some of that grind is actually time-gated, as in you have to wait a set amount of days and unlock it over a set amount of days before you can finally start playing those characters. For example, you have situations where you have essences that are gotten from raids, like the Eternal Palace. From the Eternal Palace, you get the essence a lot of people call the Rock Boy. It summons this Azerite rock elemental that slaps your enemy. Every time they do damage, they give you a haste buff, and the passive has a chance to fire a shard of Azerite enemy for a little bit of shatter damage and 3% damage increase. This essence is still relevant to this day for a variety of classes. With corruption scaling off of haste, a variety of classes can actually still utilize that essence for best single target output. Hell, maybe even AoE output. For some classes is the flat default best essence even without set corruptions because they are so valued on haste. So this essence is something not a lot of people will want to go back to Eternal Palace just to farm. There's also a healing alternative which is very popular in PvP as well from the Eternal Palace that provides health redistribution, kind of like Spirit Link but at a distance. That one has been very popular in PvP, and to go back to Eternal Palace on a brand new character just to PvP did not feel great. What about the Blood of the Enemy essence? That one is a lot of fun and great in Mythic Pluses. A variety of classes utilize the crit bonus, and it's actually quite good and makes certain classes legit viable. But without it, you have to go through the sludge. That is the grind of acquiring it through Battlegrounds. And God forbid if you're Alliance, because Alliance doesn't seem to win nearly as many BGs in my experience. With that essence, all you can really do is just hope that your team is competent enough where you might be able to squeeze out a win. Sometimes it'll be losses, sometimes games will be longer than expected, and people haven't even decided to go for brawls like Calm Stomp or Weeks where you earn extra honor to really get most of the grind out, but it still is a massive time sink just to be able to get it. Some of the worst ones are going to be the ones locked behind reputations, like the Najitar rep one, the Mechagon rep one, the brand new reputations from this patch that have certain essences at rank 3 that are fundamentally must-have for certain DPS healers and tanks, but also the Najitar Lucid Dream, where you have to level up this little follower and do world quests, and it's cool. The first time around you get to know the follower and got all the goodies, but when you've done it on your 4th, 5th, or 6th character, you really start to hate these followers by the end of it. So this is probably one of the best additions happening in the game. Now, some of the things we know about this, and I'll do another video talking about how to acquire these essences, there's still a little bit of question in terms of how we're going to do this. Is this going to be one of those things where you'll use your main character and farm up this currency and buy these essences for your alts? Or because your main already has the unlocks for these essences, you use your alts to gain the resources and then you buy those essences for your alts? If the second part is true, can you still use your main in order to farm up these essences to distribute them for your alts? For example, I'll have my mage focus on conflict and strife in order to get the versatility, but my main rogue is going to get my mage, I don't know, reaping flames or something. So I can kind of use 2 characters or multiple characters to kind of gear out and really just funnel all these essences into one character at a time, whatever character I'm interested in playing. Blizzard also mentioned we'll be getting a brand new resource that we'll be collecting from basic activities in World of Warcraft, like horrific visions, which in a sense are spammable if you have a bunch of these vessels. Plus, as I'm going to be playing my alts trying to get door cloaks up and running, that's going to be another thing that I can use kind of as a 2 birds with 1 stone situation. Get my cloak, but also get my essences. We also have things like assaults actually going to be giving you this currency as well. They also mentioned that raid bosses will give you this currency. I wonder if there will be more of this currency if you slay mythic bosses and less currency if you slay normal bosses, or is it going to be a set amount of currency for each boss on a weekly lockout? They said that mythic keystone dungeons will also give you this currency, which means that maybe you might be able to either spam Mythic Plus dungeons all day and farm up essences for your alts, or it might be just like a once a week kind of from Mythic Plus chest. They didn't really say if it's the chest, it just said Mythic Keystone dungeons, which makes me think it might be spammable, but we might have a whole nother situation come Tuesday. And the same thing for Mythic Plus also applies for PvP. Can you just grind out a bunch of arenas in 2s and 3s and then go and buy your alts, certain essences like rank 3 conflict and strife or something along those lines in order to get your alts quickly caught up? I guess we'll have more information this Tuesday and or Wednesday if you are EU, and I'll be sure to make a video on exactly how to outfit all of your alts with these catch-up essences. And how fast it takes, how much you get for horrific visions, how much you get for bosses, how much you get for dungeons. I want to test all that stuff out and see if it's possible just to farm things on your alts as well. So I'll make a more thorough guide on exactly how that functions, but this is good. This might not be exactly how some people have expected for, well, I guess, quote-unquote, account-wide essences to be. People maybe were thinking that they would just get them for free, but I think this is better than not having this kind of system to add some sort of a catch-up. This still doesn't make it so you need to farm certain materials on your alts, but at least you won't be in there BG farming all the time, or trying to get the rep that you did a billionth time, or trying to do all those mini quests and story stuff, or more of those keys or more of those arenas just for the essences themselves. So at least it's going to give you more different activities, more regular activities to kind of do along the side of your daily stuff you already do on your alts anyway. This is great stuff. I'm very happy that Blizzard finally implemented this, and I wonder if they will do any more other changes that are going to be more alt friendly before we have Shadowlands come out, because this is the last patch of Battle for Azeroth, and without a patch 8.3.5, Blizzard could add other systems to make alt friendliness a lot more possible before the end of BFA without necessarily having to introduce a whole new patch 8.3.5 into the system, because generally with every single expansion, especially at the end, Blizzard likes to allow more players to get their content done. Maybe nerf the raids by a little bit so more people can claim the heroics and mythic kills. Maybe make certain systems like back in Legion Legendary systems so you can finally go and play your alts and test out what characters you want to play. So this is good, and it's a first step in that direction for Battle for Azeroth. Really good stuff. Thank you, Blizzard. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts about this video, and I'll see all of you guys in another one.